I watch a new film every other day. Follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I just finished watching season 2 of the Netflix original series Blood Sisters. Now, if you know anything about me, I've said it many times on this film club that Blood Sisters is one of my favorite Nigerian TV shows, season 1. So when I heard that they were going to do season 2, I said, "Child, God, me don't spoil this thing. Me don't spoil this thing, man." And having watched it now, oh no, 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 they did not spoil it at all. There are characters that we could talk about in a second. The spoiler section is heavy in this video, but it's characters we're going to talk about. Wait, some of them no get sense. Some of them, one character, the character arc where I see for season 1, and then waiting we can't do with that character season 2. We go talk about them in a second. But overwhelmingly, this show, oh, they took it. They really, really took it. First of all, they spent money. Money entered the show. Like they had from the costume, the camera gear that they hired, the equipment they hired, the setting. They are doing high speed car chase in Lagos Road. Do you know how hard it is to do that? Like, oh no, they put money. Let's talk about performances. Our girl Kate Henshaw is back. Woodwork, bitter leaf. Woman will no get any ounce of joy. This is such a fun character. And I'm sure that when Kate read the script, she said, this is what I'm here for. Kate, from beginning to end, her face not like this. No joy where Udwa get. But you know what? Even in her not having joy, Udwa was turning looks. Udwa said, let me give you what they call looks. Look after look after look. And also, Kate Henshaw said, when I don't they see me, they go gym. You people are gonna see this body. You guys are gonna get into this body. Not only her, Kehinde Bankole too. That was a very fantastic job in this. Kehinde too said, you people are gonna see this body. Oh yes, oh yes. Nancy Isime, let's talk about her too. Like when the show first started, I was like, Nancy, this acting, like especially when it was like the self-visitation scene with Daniel Tim's character, I was like, oh, this acting get as it. But then as the series just kept on going, oh, Nancy is delivering, firing on all cylinders. Like Nancy killed it. Blessing in there. Oh, Blessings and actress have just really come to love more and more the more that we watch stuff with her on the VDK Film Club. Like, and she delivered in this role. Gabriel Afolayan killed it. Uche Jumbo killed it. Genoveva killed it. Like the entire cast is firing on all cylinders. There is no reason not to watch season 2 of Blood Sisters. So go and check it out. And now, if you're ready to come and gist properly with all the spoilers and all the hola value, then spoilers ahead for those of us who have watched. In 3, 2, 1, so we can gist properly. Let us go. All right, now we're in the spoiler section. Please, if you're going to write a comment that has spoilers, just write spoiler alert before you write your comment so that we don't spoil it for people that have not yet watched it. So for this spoiler section, we're going to kind of take it character by character, starting with Timeyin. When this show started, because season 1 ends with Timeyin pointing the gun at Udwak's head. So when it starts now, and we now see that she's the one running at the Molas Pharmaceuticals, I'm like, I'm really curious to know how we got from there to here. Because Timeyin, the character, has a lot of resolve, and I was like, I wonder what made her like drop the gun. So did Udwak just promise her, I will give you the company, and then she put the gun down? That wasn't really quite. So I wish we knew how they actually went from there to where we are now. Because Timeyin's character, so even the fact that she never actually like owns up to her crime and just is ready to let these girls rot, I was like, oh, in season 1, you seem to have more like you were the good one of the family. And then even at the end of this season 2 now, we kind of see the Timeyin of season 1 return. So I'm just curious to know how we got from there, where we ended it, to here. But as a whole, Timeyin did well. As per usual, she's the one that is just after her mother and will bring this family down, and she delivered on this one too. Next character, let's talk about Udwak. Udwak and bitter leaf. Udwak called her own grandchild an imbecile. Let's say this woman no get joy. When Udwak gets on that stand and she's lying, telling lies from the pit of hell, I said, oh, this woman, Udwak. Speaking of that scene, that Ademola's lawyer was very impassioned. That one was really on the witch hunt, clearly. When we now even realized that Udwak had Detective Joe killed and thrown into the river, I said, oh, Udwak, the lengths you will go. And now the major part and the main storyline of Udwak in this season is really Udwak and Akin, because we are kind of seeing that she's trying to like turn Akin into like the new caller. But I want to talk about Akin because in season 1, Akin's whole storyline was kind of like uncovering the dark sides of his friend Kola, because that is when he's even going to go and be asking like Kola, Toke Makinwa's character in season 1, like, the Kola ever hit you? Like he's the one that finds the dark room of the picture. So in season 1, we get the sense that he really didn't know what Kola was doing. This season 2, when Kemi confronts him, and we now even later see him go to Udwak's knees, and he's like, I knew, like, I feel like I turned a blind eye. I was like, yeah, I feel like that character progression could have been done better, because this season 1 Akin and this season 2 Akin, I say, where relation, because I didn't think this man knew in season one. I think he was as surprised as all of us. So now in season two, kind of making him now look like he was just this leech that knew about his friends doing, but just kind of like turned a blind eye. I was like, oh, where? Please, at the end, when Udwak was now like, was this not enough? And she's like touching her breast, touching her yash. I said, this boy was in it for the money. Wait till you think. When she shot him, I said, well, Aki, that's what happens. That's what happens when you get in bed with Udwa. The next character, Uncle B's son, I thought that one was going to do more safe. At the end, now so Sarah just shoot him one time. I guess it was just like his father in season one. Just they chase. At the end, they got shot him. Like that was his whole storyline. The same trajectory his father went is how he went. It's actually good though that like this was Sarah's first official kill because it was one of his own henchmen that actually took out his mother. So I like the fact that it was her, Sarah, that took him out at the end. On to the next people, Femi and Yinka, my favorite dysfunctional couple. When the show starts and you realize that their spicy life is now on the rocks, I was like, hey, yeah, that's their love language. But of course, they now start doing this weird, like, proxy puppeteering. You go, I am, man. You come the director and say, touch the tie, touch this. I say, these two of them are the Chris, man. When, however, Femi now, like, directs Moses to slap Ola, that is Yinka. I was like, hey, you're slapping the one girl that is like on your side. You're antagonizing this woman that is literally like the real person that's on your side. Are you kidding me? And then when at the end we kind of start seeing Femi like just turning on Ola, that is Yinka, I was like, why? Like, I didn't get the reason why he was like, even when he revealed the Mofe thing, just kind of like antagonizing his wife. I was like, where is this coming from? At the end, though, they stuck together. Those two are very toxic till the end, but they actually love each other. And I guess at the end, love won at the end with those two. What a messy couple those two are. Up next, I want to talk about Uchenna. Uchenna, that is Sarah's mother. I like at the beginning where she's already like, see, dump this Kemi, fight for yourself because it already sets up the season or how it's going to go. That like, are these two going to separate like Kemi and Sarah? And I want to talk about Uchenna because when that Folake took Uchenna to that her uncle's house, I said, for like, why they carry her go here? I thought the man was going to be a doctor. When he's not a doctor and just a regular man, I said, why you come bring the woman here? That was a gunshot that she could have fully survived. So I don't get why Uchenna died because of Folake's stupidity. That really pissed me off. And then moving on finally to the girls, Kemi and Sarah. So Kemi didn't even have a game plan when she like slapped that tray of bread from that girl. When they started the chase, I said, oh, Kemi, so you don't even get a game plan after the scene where we see from the teaser. That scene where they sentenced them, like Sarah to life imprisonment and Kemi to death by hanging, I was shocked. I actually even got emotional because I was like, hi, not this girl is being sentenced for crimes that they actually did not even commit. Like, that was so sad. I was actually emotionally moved. Also, the assassins that they send on this show from season one, but the Sam's character, and now this one too, we come with it to blade. Every assassin that they send on this show, they just kill them one time. That assassin was useless. They kill her one time. But wow, these girls are really sisters. When Sarah's mother proposes that she breaks up without Kemi, Sarah is like, no, without Kemi. When even the people are like, Kemi, come and join us, she's like, no, without Sarah. Like, they really had a real bond. When they now eventually smuggle Sarah out on the dustbin truck and Kemi is left alone, I said, hi, yeah, not them actually separating. Although I was like, Sarah does not know that she's actually like an escaped convict because the way she's like, let's go back. Let me go to the burial ground. I said, madam, you're a convict. You're an escaped convict. I beg, one thing that really cracked me up was when Blessing Nze's character spread her legs and then Kevin I said, waiting with this. And Bolaji's character said, Natoto, and you go chop him. That really cracked me up. At the end, man, Kemi was really a fighter, like in every way. In fighting in the jail cell, when they even shot her and she's still crawling on the floor. Like, that girl was a fighter from beginning to end. And ultimately, at the end, I like the fact that they just got back together and they forge ahead. Both of them still going on Blood Sisters. Overall, this season two, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a fantastic continuation from the first. Apart from like again the little hiccups I told you about some characters and some stupid things some people did. Overall, I thought that this was a very fantastic sequel to the first. If you've watched this show, I'm very curious to know what you think about it. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it like we've done today. Follow along. All right. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.